Hey guys, Fazzy back here. And in today's video, I just wanted to go over all of my initial plans for NHL 26. This is going to be from everything regarding the custom roster to all YouTube content coming to the channel, and what is going to be an extremely busy month of September and October. So let's start things out with the custom roster. That is obviously the main focus behind this channel, and that is what got me started as I enter my third full year of putting out content here on YouTube, fourth year of officially putting out the custom roster going back to the Xbox One days. There obviously is going to be a ton of stuff that needs to be done. So now that we have seen a lot of the ratings, for the most part, I believe every team's top 10 at least now has been released, we can kind of gauge what the base rosters are going to be looking like. And I've seen the conversations out there online from people breaking down the supposed implementation of NHL Edge data, and how even with that, certain stats aren't aligning to what that data should be reflecting. And I don't really know why that's the case. With some players it looks fine, with some players it still looks completely off. And it sucks. It looks like it's just going to be another one of those years where we have to put in a lot of work right off the rip, right from the base rosters, where more or less everything will still have to be redone. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the edge data only really impacts the speed, the acceleration, shot power, and shot accuracies for wrist and slap shot. If there's anything else that it covers outside of that, please let me know. But as far as I'm aware, those are the only stats that the edge data is actually covering. Player tendencies, that's going to be totally different. That's something that doesn't look like we're going to be able to control. That's just going to be programmed into the player. Hopefully those are working right, but it's just gonna, I guess, have to be something that we see when we get our full hands on the game here in just a few days. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of work that needs to be done just with the base roster, every single league. That's not even counting all the created players, created teams, everything that has to be done there. And if you saw the video I put out, I want to say it was early summer, early July at some point, it was regarding everything with all of the created players and created teams that we're looking to bring to NHL 26. It more or less covers almost everything that we had in NHL 25. It would be amazing if we could just port over everything we did in NHL 25 to 26. Obviously that's not possible. Maybe if the game was on PC, something could be done with that, but it doesn't look like that's ever going to be the case at this point. So everything does have to be totally redone from scratch. I definitely recommend checking out that video if you haven't seen it already. I'm taking all the suggestions and feedback into consideration, and if there's someone I'm missing, definitely leave a comment and let me know, and I'll try and get them into that base initial update of our custom roster. And for 26, it does look like I will be working with Tactics with Tugi again. So again, that's going to be awesome with those guys, the collaboration on the roster. That was awesome in NHL 25. Just planning to continue everything here into the new game. And then lastly, let's talk about what a potential release date may look like. So I'm not going to give an exact date here, as unfortunately, I don't know. So in previous years, NHL 25, NHL 24, right from the jump, I was able to get 2 weeks off work, and I was putting in 15-hour days every single day. That immensely sped up the process. Unfortunately, this year, that is not the case. So basically, in the last 12 months or so, I have totally changed what I do for work outside of YouTube. And that work is now contracted work. And I have just unfortunately, or fortunately I guess you can say, received a new contract that starts on September 8th. Let's just say the timing this year is not working out as well as it had in previous years. So that basically leaves me one full day, that being the Friday, before I start that new contract. Of course, I still have weekends, I still have all my evenings, which I'm going to be putting literally every single second of my free time into the creation of this build until it is done. So I just don't want to give a 100% time frame at the moment. We just kind of got to see how long everything takes. There is so much to do as always, but going to be putting as much time in as possible. And of course, I have the two guys I'm working with, so hopefully that can speed up things as well. We're just going to have to wait and see. And as always, we're going to have all the different progress updates at every stage to try and keep you up to date as much as possible throughout this creation process. Every time a big phase of the roster gets completed, I'll post a little update, either on X, on YouTube, whatever it may be. Those are the two main platforms that I'm using at least here to communicate with. So yeah, keep an eye on those. Like every time, like created players, I'm gonna likely start with that. Once that's done, I'll probably post an update. It might just be a short or something like that. So it's a big undertaking to say the least, but I'm so excited to finally get going on everything. And that's one thing too, if I don't respond to comments right away, just know that I am working on stuff. I'll try and get to everyone as soon as possible, but it's definitely going to be likely a little bit slower here, at least at early release of the game. And also I'm getting this on Friday, same with all of you. I have pre-ordered the game. I am not getting anything here for free early from EA, so just want to put that out there. I'm starting here Friday at, I believe, noon or 11 a.m. my time, whatever it is. On the whole creation of everything. So that's everything regarding the custom roster. Let's go move over to the YouTube content side of things. And once again, I have big plans. So basically my first day here, basically on the Friday, once we get the game, that whole day is more or less going to be a write-off. I'm going to try and get everything done for YouTube, more or less for all of September done in one day. Again, big undertaking, but I have a lot of plans. I've already started on as much stuff as possible. Have a lot of thumbnails already created. I have a initial video plan schedule already kind of drawn up here, ready to go. It is going to be a lot of content that doesn't take a lot of time to edit, stuff like that, stuff I can record relatively quickly. There are going to be a lot of just like roster coverage regarding like NHL based rosters, alumni based rosters, as I always normally do at the start of the year, rookie season simulations. I also want to bring in some team creation videos, so it basically, as I'm working on creating a team, I can show you just for that one singular team how you make them and just put a video up like that. So I'm basically working on stuff I need to while giving you guys potentially a guide at the same time. That'll be for just some larger teams anyway, like Quebec Nordiques, stuff like that, Atlanta Thrashers, teams you may want to see and may want to recreate. Now you can actually have a somewhat of a guide right in front of you that you can kind of use. So you'll see a bunch of those popping up. Also, the second weekend in, I already do have plans on something that I know a lot of you have been asking about, that being the Legacy project. It's finally time. I'm gonna put out everything regarding NHL Legacy. Again, it kind of just buys me a little bit of time as well. You guys will see just the NHL Legacy review, as we always do, checking out those older games. And then a few days later, you'll see the update on the Legacy project that I started. What was that now, in January, I want to say? So yeah, I recorded an update video on that. It's finally going to go live. So yeah, so if anyone's wondering about that, that'll be coming, I want to say, the second weekend after release. So yeah, that's going to be more or less what you can expect for YouTube content. And then again, obviously adding in some of those just progress updates into all the other content I previously mentioned. That's going to be what you can expect here in the early days of NHL 26. A lot of plans, a lot of excitement, and I just cannot wait to get going. Just as simple as that. And then once again, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone for all the continued support. It's crazy that we're already in like year 4 on doing the custom rosters, year 3 on YouTube. All the continued support has just continued to give me the motivation to keep doing this year after year. Obviously, so much time, so many hours have to get put in. But at the end of the day, it's always worth it bringing it to the community. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this update video here today as we approach NHL 26. This is my last planned video here up to the lead up of launch. If we get any crazy news, of course, I will keep you updated. But yeah, if nothing happens, then I will see you guys here on Friday as we start a new adventure in NHL 26. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.